What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the Feiyu Pocket 3 stabilized camera. So this is very different than your regular action camera. Your regular action camera looks something like this. Most action cameras do look like this. But the Pocket 3 here, even though it can be used as an action camera, it's also a lot more than an action camera. So the camera on this one is actually sitting on a 3-axis gimbal. So look at this, no matter what you do, the camera will be nice and steady. So very different than a regular action camera. The Pocket 3 can record the maximum resolution of 4K at 60 frames per second, and all the footage that you're gonna be seeing throughout this video was coming straight from the camera and it was not modified in any way. So this one can be used in a variety of ways. First of all, the base here, so this is our little camera here, the base here is magnetic, so you can attach this to any metallic surface. So for example, if you're riding a motorcycle, you can basically attach this to the motorcycle stand. Just to give you an example, you can mount this on a car, so on the car's hood or on the car's roof. So it gives you unlimited possibilities to the places that you can actually mount this. So you're gonna be able to get some more unique footage from the Pocket 3 when compared to a regular action camera. So the Pocket 3 can be purchased just by itself, and then of course you just have the little camera and you can use that by itself, but you can also use it with your smartphone. So basically your smartphone connects to the camera and then you can see everything the camera sees right on your phone. You can control the camera from your phone from the Feiyu Tech app. You can change resolutions, you can change settings. You can also take advantage of the AI tracking. And I actually want to show you how the AI tracking works. So you can track an object or you can have the camera tracking your face. So I did a short screen recording and I'm also going to show you the recording that I got from the camera. This so you can actually see how the internal microphone in this camera works and how that smart AI tracking works as well. So let me play that for you and I will be right back. Alright, so next I want to show you how the smart AI tracking works. So I'm screen recording the app right now. So basically if I make a rectangle or a square over an object on the frame, then the gimbal will basically follow that object. So I basically made a rectangle on myself. We're just gonna put the gimbal down here. So if I move to the right, if I move to the left, this will basically follow me. We also have a face following feature. So again, now your face is always gonna be in frame. So it doesn't matter if I'm here, if I move the gimbal here, the gimbal will basically track my face constantly. And with this occasion, we can actually see how the internal microphone inside this camera works. So everything was filmed on this camera. So if I move here, the gimbal will basically follow my face. So we'll cancel that and we'll do the object tracking once again. I'll just follow myself. So if I move the camera here, the camera will just spin around and always keep me in the frame. So as you've seen, you do have some advantages when you use the camera connected to your phone. Of course, you can get this phone mount right here and this can fit any phone. For example, I'm using this with the iPhone 15 Pro. So it makes it much easier to basically frame your shots, see yourself if you're using that with the phone. However, you don't necessarily need the phone. We actually have buttons and a little screen on the actual camera itself, so you don't actually have to use it with a phone. You can just press those buttons on the camera and then the camera can start recording, can change modes and so on right from the camera itself, so you don't necessarily need to have it connected to your phone. Alright, we have a super quick recording with the Pocket 3 in 4K at 30 frames per second. We have a super sunny day out. Today the sky is blue, the sea is blue, everything looks really nice. I'm gonna pan down. So I do have the mode all follow. So basically every movement that I make, the camera will kind of pan with me. So if we walk this way, we can see the motorcycle here a bit better. And if we walk this way again, we can see the sea once again. So 4K at 30 frames per second. Another way of using the Pocket 3, and probably the easiest way of using the Pocket 3, is with the remote handle here. So first of all, you can easily attach and detach the Pocket 3 from the remote handle. So that easy to put it on and this easy to put it off. And then the remote handle actually gives you a screen. So you can actually see what the camera sees right on this little screen. And you can also see this without having the remote handle connected to the camera. So just to give you an idea, you can have the camera sitting on top of your car and you can see what the camera sees right on the remote handle inside your car. You can start and stop recordings, you can change settings from the remote handle. So that's why I feel that the remote handle makes total sense for this camera, because taking your phone out every time, connecting to the camera, it's not as easy as having this little thing here. So this gives you a more unique way of controlling the camera without actually being close to the camera. So definitely worth getting the remote handle in my opinion. There is also an extension rod that you can use with the Pocket 3 and the remote handle. This is also very easy to put on and take off, and this easy to use. So basically if you're vlogging, this will give you a bit more space between you and the camera. You can capture a bit more this way, and this also allows you to use the camera in more unique situations, I'm gonna say. In the box, you're also gonna find this little tripod. You can basically take this off and put it on easily. At the bottom of the remote handle, we actually have a 1/4-inch screw hole, so you can actually mount that on a tripod if you want, but you do have this little tripod, so this way you can just put the camera in one place if you're doing a time lapse, for example, or if you have the camera tracking you. This way it can sit by itself. In the box, they are also gonna get these mounting plates. So this is metallic here, and this will actually fit a lot of those regular GoPro accessories, I'm gonna say. And you can also use this with these straps that come in the box. So for example, if you're using this on your wrist, it can kind of sit on your wrist like a watch. So this gives you the ability to mount the camera in even more places. Now, not everything is metallic, of course, but since we have this, then you can attach a mount to pretty much any surface and you can mount that camera on any surface. Since we are talking about what comes in the box, of course, in the box you're gonna find the user manual for the camera and the remote handle. We also have this cover for the gimbal. So this basically goes over the gimbal so the gimbal doesn't get damaged if it's in your backpack or something like that. We also have a couple of charging cables, basically USB-C charging cables on one end. We have USB 8. And then we have these carrying pouches for the actual gimbal, and of course if you want to use it with that remote handle. Changing camera settings from the remote handle is also very easy to do, mostly because the screen that we have on the back here is a touch screen, so you can easily touch that screen and change anything that you may want to change. We have the camera settings menu in there. Of course, we have different fields of view. I personally use the wide field of view, but there is another one, a narrow one and a super wide one, but I do find that the wide one works best for me. You can enable or disable that face tracking. So for example, if you're vlogging, so you're going to be talking in front of the camera, you enable that and the camera will basically keep your face in the frame at all times. So that does come very handy, because this way you don't have to worry if the camera is not gonna be focused on you, if it's gonna turn around. So this way the camera is always keeping you in frame. So a lot of settings that you can change right from that screen, and it only takes a couple of seconds to do so. So that's why I said that the remote handle does make sense for this camera. Alright, we have a quick audio test to the Pocket 3. So obviously we are using the internal microphone in this camera. I am outside, it is a super sunny day, and I am recording in 4K at 30 frames per second, and it is a bit windy out today. So you may hear some wind aside from my voice. Maybe you're gonna hear some traffic. We do have some traffic behind me here. But yeah, this is how this camera would capture sound basically. So the Pocket 3 here is a very unique camera that will allow you to capture very unique footage. Not to mention that we have a 3-axis gimbal in this tiny little thing here. You typically need like a massive 3-axis gimbal if you want to get all the features that this camera has built in. So you have all those following features like a regular gimbal, and all that in this tiny little package. So compared to a regular action camera, this is very, very different. I don't even think we can call this an action camera, because it is way beyond an action camera. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.